Good morning. My name is Tracy Berry McGee, and I'm a licensed therapist, and I am with Imani Therapy as well as the I Define Me movement. And I am here to talk to you, parents, about the holidays and how we can get through holiday stress and make sure that we're ready for the new year. So hopefully you have settled in and you're able to take some notes and take away some critical tools that will help us get through the holidays. I'm calling this the Home for the Holidays series. So if you just are coming in, we'll start from the beginning. So I want to talk to you all about the tips for overcoming holiday stress and anxiety. How do we define resiliency, reset, and connect? This is a tool that I think that will be helpful for all parents as well as our children. And so one of the things that I like to focus on is the wellness approach and how important it is for us to start with prevention and awareness so we won't have to get to the intervention phase. So again, my name is Tracy Berry McGee. I'm a licensed therapist. I'm also the founder of Sister Keeper Movement. I do a lot of social emotional learning with girls, as well as speaking all over the country to empower girls and women to truly define their voices. But today I'm speaking specifically about what it looks like for us to enjoy our holidays, and hopefully we can define resiliency and realize that we have more control than we think. And when we don't, we'll realize how we need to reset and reconnect. So let's first talk about defining resiliency. What does that mean? You know, we have been in the midst of a pandemic now for a couple of months, and many of us are like, what's next? What's coming in the future? And it's important that we realize that our bounce back is just as strong and that we all can overcome adversity, but we have to really tap into our inner strength because after all, this is traumatic for us, but you know, we can make it through when we realize that we have the tools. So resiliency, although the world is full of suffering, it's also full of overcoming it. Yes, we can do it. And first we have to kind of say that to ourselves over and over again. Again, I can make it through. There are many things in our life that we look back on and we're like, wow, I didn't know I was able to make it through that. But yes, we did, and we can, and we continue to do so. So let's talk about holiday stress. What are the triggers or causes of holiday stress? Many of us are looking forward to the holidays. Many of us have dealt with some grief and some loss, and there can be lots of different triggers, and we're not ready. And so we have to figure out, how do I deal with this holiday stress? Not so much as deal with it, but how do I define it, and how can I reset and be able to make sure that I'm able to at least make it through? Because at the end of the day, we want it to be a good experience for our children and for our families, as well as for ourselves. So what causes holiday stress? One of the things that causes holiday stress is unhappy memories, unpleasant memories. Going from home, going home for the holidays, even if some people travel during this time and they normally can't travel because of the pandemic, people are coming back and reconnecting. It can be traumatic for some. Everybody does not have happy memories when it comes to the holidays. You got to look at some of your childhood memories, and you have to think about, what is it about this association with holidays that makes this a bad time in my life? And how am I going to overcome this? Because it could be that you've experienced loss. There's someone that was here this time around and they weren't here. There was here last year, and they're not here this year. So those are some things that can definitely cause unpleasant memories. The other thing that unfortunately can cause unpleasant triggers is toxic family members. Many of us aren't really close to families, and so sometimes there are toxic relatives. Yes, there are relatives who are toxic, and they can cause you to deal with some depression. You're like, oh my God, do I really want to be around this family or this particular member? And you push yourself, and it creates a uncomfortable space. So you have to realize what those triggers are. What's changed? We have to look at, there's some things that have changed in everybody's family. I constantly say this year doesn't look like last year. And so that can be a trigger for a lot of people. Like, oh, so many things have changed in our environment. Maybe you had to move. Maybe you were transitioning jobs. And so as a result of that, things have changed, dynamics have changed. And so those are things that cause triggers. What stayed the same? Some of us are in a space where we're like ready to move and we're ready to shift. And remember the beginning of the year, you created all these goals and for your family, for yourself. And you're like, but nothing has moved. We haven't moved forward. Everything has stayed the same. And that can cause issues because you're like, I don't feel like I've grown this year. But you have to look at the small things. And then the lower defenses. We really have to think about the fact that our immune systems may be low at this time of year. People are getting more and more sick. There's colds. Of course, there's COVID. And this time of family gatherings, people are not able to connect. And so you might be worn out. It's the end of the year and you're tense and you're stressed and you're like, I'm just so over this and I'm ready to move into the new year. And then of course, there are some people who just don't celebrate holidays at all. And so this really does make you physically feel like you're sick because you may be. And so you have to really think about, am I eating right? Am I getting enough sleep? Am I taking my vitamins? What does it look like for me to make sure that my immune system stays strong? The one thing you have to realize is that you can control the holiday. It's like, how do you control this holiday? You can control it. The one way that you can control it is think about the fact that we don't necessarily have to be at the mercy of all of our relatives. We don't have to like jump right into all of these family traditions, but you do have a say. The key is to take some control over the holidays instead of letting them control you. You do have a say in all of this. You do have a choice. All of those family obligations can truly be overwhelming. So it's okay for you to maybe go to an aunt's house for family dinner and do it maybe the day before, or think about making sure that you don't drink too much, or you have really small groups of circles instead of everybody coming together. Take a couple of hours instead of a whole day to spend with everyone else. But you have to ask yourself, you have to really be true to yourself and say, why am I doing these things that make me unhappy? And if it's something that makes you unhappy, one of my taglines is own your now. Own your now and say, I'm going to take control over this holiday. And I'm going to just simply say, no, I'm not available this year. So the benefits of also taking control is mindfulness. I said earlier, mindfulness meditation is key. I say own your now, increase your levels. It increases your levels of resiliency. It decreases the levels of stress. You experience this sense of calm and mental balance when you do it. And it allows you to connect with yourself as well as connect with others and affirm your vision for the day. So this is a tool that you can do with your family, with the children. You can do it one-on-one by yourself. You can do it with your co-workers. But I love to do meditation, and I think that there's some key benefits to it. One of the things that you can do around the holidays is you can do it with music. Create a music playlist, a Christmas playlist if you celebrating Christmas or whatever your holiday wishes are, or just a cool song, and literally center yourself. One of the things that I do, and we'll do it right now, if you're ready, you just hold your arms out like this, and then you cross them over. You're doing it with me, and then you bring them in, grasp them, and then bring it close to your heart. And we'll do a quick activity with this. Take deep breaths in and out. In and out. And what you want to do is during this time frame, if you want to close your eyes, you can, and then you put your song on. I chose a song for us today that I like, but you can choose a song for yourself as well. This song is called Let It Snow. It's by Boys to Men, in case you wanted to know, but I tend to try to find songs that I can look up the lyrics so kids can also increase their literacy. I always tell them, let's look at the words and see what the meaning is all about. So this is Let It Snow. While you're doing it, just keep taking some deep breaths in and out. Deep breath in. Let it go. Okay, let's hold your left arm up. Stretch. I have my hand on my heart because I can feel my heart beating. Let's switch out. That's right. So now we can think about like if it's going to snow, if we're going to build a fire, we're going to take long walks. Let's do our shoulders. Woo. Again. Take it forward. Woo. Again. Shake it off. How does that feel? So that's one of the tools that you can use. That song again is called Let It Snow, but that's one of the tools that you can use. It's part of just taking control over your space and saying, you know what, I'm going to be consistent and do some things on a regular basis to help me to get through this holiday period. I know it's a challenge because we have so many things going on and so many things that we are not in control of. And so the only thing that we can be in control of is ourselves. There's a quote that says, trying to control the external world is like trying to control the ocean. It's impossible. So we only have control over ourselves. So one of the things that you can look at is changing your outlook. You know, the next step to this is to challenge some of your assumptions. If you enjoy the holidays different this year, what would happen? What if you didn't go to your aunt's or your grandmother's house for dinner? What if you didn't bring poinsettias to your grandfather's grave? Like, what if you just said, I just want to have a calm, peaceful space of my intimate family right here, right now, and see what that looks like? Or what if you say, I really can't meet with everybody right now, and I don't feel like leaving the house, so let's plan to connect for brunch in February. You can do something different or just light a candle for prayer. Like there's so many different things that you can do when you step out the box and be conscious about what it is that you decide to do so you don't allow the holiday to control you. The other thing you might want to look at is don't do the same old thing. You know, we constantly talk about the same old thing over and over again, and how that is redundant. It's like, here we go again. We're going to do the same thing. And it doesn't make me happy. But you have to do what works and what doesn't work for you. If it's too overwhelming for you to host this year, discuss the possibilities of another family member hosting, or maybe siblings can come together and do some things together, or maybe we're just putting a dish on the front of someone's porch and telling them, here, take this, and we all enjoy it over a Zoom if you're not totally zoomed out. But that's one of the things that you can do to help to take control. The next thing that you want to do is make sure that you don't expect miracles. You know, don't sweat the small stuff. If your holiday anxiety stems from a deeper history of family conflict, don't expect to resolve everything overnight. This is not the time to try to really say, let's focus on the issues during the holidays. Maybe it's just, we say, I'm not going to sweat the small stuff, that this is going to be a season of forgiveness and goodwill. But in the midst of all of the hectic seasonal stuff, we can pin our hopes on maybe discussing this in the new year so that we can get through some of those emotional breakthroughs. But you're better off focusing on your own state of mind and controlling and confronting those issues within you at a less volatile time of the year. So just say, I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. Not right now, anyway. Don't overdo it. That's the next thing. Make sure that you realize that I am not going to overdo this year. I'm not going to do all of this shopping. I don't feel like I need to run out to the stores. Maybe I'll do a little online shopping, or maybe I don't. Maybe I'll just make some really creative gifts. But if you want to reduce the holiday stress, then pace yourself. This has been a long year for all of us. So long before family gatherings actually happen, decide on your limits right now. How much time am I going to be in someone else's space? Decide that and stick to it. If I like, we're only going to go over here for an hour and then we're leaving, stick to it. But just make sure that you do take some time for yourself. The other thing that you could do, you know, I focus on girls, so we have a lot of journals, is this is a great time to start a gratitude journal with your family. Grab a journals, get journals for everybody. Go to Five Below, Dollar Tree, get cool colors, and everybody start writing the things that they're grateful for and talk about those experiences. It doesn't have to always be something that is so costly that we feel like we're overwhelmed, but there's a lot of cool things that you can do to bring some synergy to your family and the spaces you're in. The next thing you want to look at is reset. How many of you all are always on social media, or the children are on social media? And a lot of this is also about people comparing each other to one another. You're finding out about grief. You're finding out about things that you didn't necessarily want to find out. This is a great time to reset. So I'm like, take a social media cleansing. All the things that are out there in social media, Twitter, Instagram, you got the memes, kids are doing negative things, adults are doing negative things. This is a good time to say, I'm going to take a social media cleanse. I'm going to shut off my phone. I'm going to shut off my my internet from Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, all of those things, and just take a break. Try it. You might like it. Most of the time we only do it if we're going like on cruises, but it's a good time to do it now for towards the end of the year. The other thing you want to think about is don't worry about how things should be. There's a lot of cultural pressure during the holidays for us to compare ourselves to what the idealized society says this is how things should be, and the perfect holidays, and how you need to get a huge tree, or, you know, all of these social norms. I say I define me, not society. If you decide I'm not doing all that this year, it's okay. It's okay. You're taking back control over what holidays should look like for you. Don't feel wrong or shameful about this or feel down, because this is how you will get through. So let's go over this. We're going to create a holiday stress list. And this is also going to be a stress list that's for the kids as well. And we're going to check it twice. Create a holiday schedule, even if it's for yourself, or if you know what you're going to do, make them aware, because the kids have been home the whole time and they want to know, what are we going to do? What are we not going to do? What is this going to look like? Are we just going to go like look at the trees outside, go walk in the park, or are we going to go look at the decorations? But make sure that you create a list and a schedule and make the kids aware so they know what they can look forward to. Create new rituals. Maybe this is the time that you plant a tree, or that you say we're going to start visiting and waving and going by and creating thank you cards for the year and sending them out to everyone. But think about some new rituals in your home that might benefit everyone else. Let your child release, vent, and let go of negativity. One of the things that we do in therapy is we do a let it go, let it flow period, where each person goes around and says one thing they want to let go and one thing they want to let flow. So we always want to end it on a positive note, because we know negativity breeds negativity and positivity breeds positivity. So each person can go around and say, you know, one thing I want to let go about this year is that, you know, I thought I didn't want to go to school, but I really want to be in school. And I've been out of school doing this Zoom thing, this virtual thing the whole year, and I just want to let that go. One thing I want to let flow is that, you know, we all are here together and we're going to move forward and we're going to get past this thing and we'll be back to normal in no time. Or we're going to create a new norm. This is also a great time for us to just take time and be still in the moment. So much can happen when you're being still. Being still is action as well. So this is a great time for everybody to just sit with each other and reflect on all the positive things that we have to offer each other in the relationships. The other thing is, if people start pressuring you about all the things that they want you to do during the holiday, it's okay to just say no. No is a complete sentence. It's okay. But remember to keep yourself in check. That's the big thing, knowing that you are in control of your holiday stress. So wellness is key. I hope that you guys got a lot from these tips. I have a social, I define me wellness bus, and I'm like, get on the bus to wellness. Take the pledge to say, I am going to be in control of my wellness. And that is what is key. You know that you can get through this holiday stress. That's all you have to do. More information on how to contact me, here it is. If you need a session, if you feel like I'm trying to do this, but I can't, and I'm going to need some additional services, we will provide that. Our private practice only offers therapy for women and girls, but we will give you a resource if you need other community spaces or individual therapy. Okay, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this PowerPoint. I hope that it helps you to get through the holiday blues if that's something that you're trying to overcome. But also, I just want to leave you with my favorite quote. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Hopefully, during the holiday season, you feel good enough to share your love and wisdom with others, and everybody connects. Have a happy holiday. Thank you. So hopefully you guys got these great tips. I hope that you enjoy your holidays. Stay well, and we'll see you in 2021. Bye.